Hey, so I do this exclusive video Q&A for all my Patreon people. I just thought this was an interesting question, so I figured I'd share it here and just, maybe give my perspective as a Braves fan. Alex W., what's your opinion on the tomahawk chop? Do you ever do it at games? So, Alex, I don't do it at games anymore. And that's an important thing to keep in mind. I did it at games until 2019. And I stopped when Ryan Helsley, you'll remember the Cardinals reliever, he came out against it. And I thought that Ryan Helsley made a really good argument, and so I just stopped doing it. But I also don't feel comfortable moralizing about people who do it, trying to feel, superior in some way because maybe, I'm 2 years ahead of the curve, Do we really get to, if we're 2 years ahead of the curve, do we really get to look back at everyone and be like, look at these racists? I don't feel comfortable doing that. My opinion of it is that it should go away. It shouldn't be part of the team's branding. And it's really about what is being glorified by the chop. What are we celebrating? What aspects of Native American culture are we celebrating with the chop? And here's the thing. Native Americans aren't a monolith. Some Native Americans may like the chop, and some of them may dislike it. And for me, as like a white person, white people, we never feel the need to be on the same page. There's never been a time where white people had to come together and form a white consensus on certain issues. White people never had to come together and say, we white people collectively, we love the band Coldplay. Every single white person likes Coldplay, and so we love Coldplay. Everywhere we go in all our coffee shops, we want to hear Coldplay music. And yet we expect this out of minorities. You know what I mean? Like, we think if we could get enough Native Americans to agree that somehow that they will speak for all of them. And it doesn't make any sense. The issue with the chop is that there are some really, I think, positive connotations to being Native American. When I think of people that are indigenous, to this country, I think of a sense of community and fraternity, and I think of a sense of stewardship over the land. And I don't think the chop portrays any of that. I think what the chop really does is it boils them down to like these sort of warlike chanting savages. And if you go back and look at what Ryan Helsley said, that's exactly what he was talking about in 2019. And it's like I think he used the word anti-intellectual. He's for him, Native Americans have this rich intellectual tradition, and that is not being represented through the chop, or really through, I think, anything the Braves are doing. So this, to me, in terms of the Braves branding, is very much a team problem. It's not a fan problem, in my mind. And I think that's what Rob Manfred got wrong with some of his comments, a few weeks ago. Rob Manfred, I think, seemed to suggest that the team does the chop because the fans in the market told them it's okay. And I think it's the opposite. I think the fans do the chop because the team tells them over and over that it's okay. And to me, that's what has to stop, because there's just no point in doing this if it upsets some of the very people that it's trying to celebrate. So there you go. That's my spiel on the chop. That's it. Thanks for watching. If the comments get crazy, I'll probably just disable them. But yeah, if you want to watch the full Q&A, it's about an hour, 45 minutes, as well as participate in the ones in the future, you know where to go, patreon.com/foolishbaseball.